Well, this eclipse is falling in my eighth house, and that's kind of like an ancestral lineage house as well. And I've been in the airport while my one side of my homeland, okay, the Israeli one, has been going boots on ground in Lebanon for like the third time. And I have been having this actually wonderful feeling of belonging that's coming from the ancestral lineage. And I had a hard time accepting that. So I was trying to see like why. And then what came up was kind of like if you have a family, you get wiped out with it. And that was very strange because the ancestral stuff were coming from like my grandmother's side, and the perhaps from my grandfather's side of my mama, there was this like uh, emotional block. I don't know, because my grandfather lost all his family but his brother in the Second World War. Um, and it's fair to say, okay, it's like, yeah, you can say the Holocaust, but hey, it's not like the death in concentration camps in Oregon today are way better. So that's kind of like, ooh, wow. There's a challenge in feeling belonging where the fear to be belonging of a family. And I was thinking about my time in my fatherland where I was in between houses, and I couldn't really like, I grew up with my mom, but then I couldn't really like contact my dad because that would block my ability to get help. Like it works that way. If you have a family, you just, you know, push you on your family, which can't afford it. Like the family can't genuinely support that. And you sort of like, kind of like the father lineage. There's both my grandfather, which from my mom's side, and my father. Kind of had there was this blockage in belonging within a family because you might get wiped out because of it. And even so much so as like to preserve the family, you have to get away. Thinking about my grandfather, who was going, it was like the ghetto, and then he was going out of the ghetto to bring food and then back in. And I had a time in my life where I had to cut away from the immediate family in order to bring something in. And that was just so weird because it was like the sense of belonging that came from my grandmother's family. Um, and the challenge that if I allow it in, I sort of like reject those that were cast out on the one hand, but it was also that fear like, hey, if you have a family, you get wiped out with it. Which is very fascinating to have when, you know, the entire country's a very particular type of war where I was shown it would be the V and then the X. So basically, the plans for the region were not to continue existence of Israel as a sovereign country, nor Palestine. Okay, this is global stuff. And that that fear was like, if you have a family, you get wiped out with it. If it's like if I would accept the sense of belonging, kind of like, oh, you belong with those who perish, with those who wither, with those who die, and yet that longing to belong in family. And there was also the thought about the outcast, okay, the satanic ritual abuse, and all the things that are relevant to every tribe, every tribe. Um, and so, and along with it, the deep appreciation of feeling of belonging. It's like, hey, that's nothing I was exposed to in the past in a way that I could feel or that I could sense, and it gives a lot of inner peace. There's something on an emotional level that's, yeah,